Hey guys and gals, Undead 12335. Got the hair back today because this is going to be a bit of a long one. We're going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to do for about a month now. And it's going to be a very long video, so buckle up. I hope you make it to the end of this video and that you actually take time to pay attention and sort of listen to what I'm saying about this, because this has really been upsetting me because it's been such a hot topic lately. If you do enjoy this video, feel free to like and sub and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And here we go. It's going to be talking about, and it's going to be unapologetic as I try to always be, it's going to be talking about cheating in video games. How it affects me, how it affects other players, and how I've seen it become a detriment to gaming right now. And it's actually killing off a lot of fun for people and a lot of gaming in general. Some games die off because of this. Even though I don't like Call of Duty Warzone, even though I don't like the game that much, it's an issue. Because you're ruining someone else's fun because you're small and you're bad at the game. If you have to hack, it's bad. You're bad at the game. There's a reason I hardly play Destiny 2 as much anymore. It's because the entire game appeals to someone that's not in my neck of the woods. The straight up player. The person who tries to be as good as they can but gets shot down because Timmy No Thumbs had to go and download a script from somewhere and put it on his console. Or put it on his PC. Another reason the hair is back too is it is 90 plus degrees in my house because it is 90 plus degrees outside and the air conditioner does nothing in the south. Welcome to South Carolina. Trials is sort of a big point of contention for the Destiny community right now because it is literally killing off a huge portion of the game because of cheaters. And that's not the only reason that Trials is sort of going away. Trials is not a great game mode, but it's got a very prominent audience of cheaters in it. And it's just annoying. Because devs do nothing about it. I was gaming with a guy the other day in Trials and he said, well, developers can't do anything about it, man. No matter what they do, they're going to find a way around it. If they basically IP ban them, he said they'll get a VPN and get all the VPN and get a whole new set of IPs as much as they want. That's fair enough. They account ban, then they'll just make another account. Fair enough. How about you hand out a hardware ban? When's the last time you heard about one of those? Because that was reserved for like some of the worst back in the day. But developers can't afford to ban a console or something like that, or a PC, because they have to go through Sony or Microsoft or someone like that in order to do it. But the last time I heard about a console ban was Halo 3. That was nearly 14 years ago. You guys need to start handing those out. And that was like for, the worst of the worst. And that was if your console didn't ban itself with a Red Ring of Death. It's a problem. There are games right now like Counter-Strike. If you cheat in Counter-Strike, you're gone in like 5 minutes. There's an infamous clip of a competitive tournament where the guy gets VAC banned in the middle of a tournament, a pro for money tournament. You don't see that happening anymore. Like games like Warzone, that game has a bad stigma about it because it's known for having such a high population of cheaters. The top 10% of the game usually cheats. You get people like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman. I don't even watch these guys, but I've seen their clips of them that have hackers that they've played against, and they go and report to people, and Infinity Ward does nothing at all about it because they don't want to affect their bottom line. It's also a problem too, especially if your game is free. This game, all you have to do is make a new account if your account gets banned and fire it right, and just make the new account, and the game is already still downloaded on your console, and you fire it right back up. You get 30 days free of online. If you get banned within that time, you just make a new one. For every Xbox Live account, it's 30 days of online free. And like I said, your game is free to play too, which that's another thing is I've made that known before about my issue with games like this. It's free. That's the reason your player count is so high, is because the game is free. That's the only reason Fortnite is so popular. If it costs $20 or $30, no one would play it. There's a reason why the Save the World mode on that game was dead from day one. It costs like $30 freaking dollars. No one's going to play that because it's repetitive, it's boring. But I'm going to be honest, it wasn't that bad. It just got really repetitive and boring, fast. The multiplayer mode it's completely free. There's a difference between cheats and hacks. Cheats in a game used to come on the discs or as cheat codes. Those were sick, man. You guys remember the it was Justin something code for the old Metroid game back in the day, and you get to play as her in a bikini. I forgot the name of it. I think it was like a developer or something like that. It's the something code or the Konami code, stuff like that. Those were that's actual cheats. I'm talking about cheaters. Hacks are different. You're not a hacker because you downloaded something on your console. You didn't make the hack, or you didn't make the cheat itself. You're a downloader. So stop taking credit for that. A lot of games nowadays too, almost everything is competitive. Everything is a competitive environment. Also, sorry guys, it's like 3 in the morning. I usually do these videos right before I go to bed. Everything is competitive, so everything has a chance for cheaters to happen in the games. And it's not fun. My biggest and first experience with a cheater in an online game was back in the day in Modern Warfare 2. I'll never forget it. I was playing on my brother's PS3. I used to play on it whenever he wasn't home because I didn't have my own console, and I would just sneak and play his, even though he's younger, because he had the cooler console. I was stuck with a Wii. That says anything. I would sneak and play on there, and I was playing, I'll never forget it, Modern Warfare 2 on Scrapyard. I was playing a completely stacked team, and everybody on my team knew something was up. Because these guys, I mean, you could literally dump mag after mag into them and nothing would happen. I kind of found out that we're using God mode. And I told the guy in my little squeaker voice, I'm reporting you, man, that's cheating. He's like, I'm not cheating, I'm going to get my whole team to report you and your team. And I'm just like, it's not fair. Why am I playing this? What's this guy doing? And I didn't understand until years later that something was wrong, and he was just using an infected mode menu, pretty much. That's whenever hacking was my first experience with cheating in games. Nowadays, cheaters are getting smart. A lot of them, they toggle their cheats on and off in multiplayer games, so you can't track them as much. But a lot of the guys that I play Destiny with, they're like, oh, well, you always say everyone's cheating. No, I say someone's being cheap. If they're being cheap, I don't want to play against them. I'll block you. If you're sitting there bouncing around the map as a hunter, sitting there dodging all over the place, spamming hand cannons out of the air, I don't want to play against you. I don't feel like dealing with that every time I play. So I just block your profile and I never get matched with you again. If I dole out the term cheater, they're so rare in Destiny's regular PvP mode, and they're so rare on console that when you see them, you know exactly what's up. I'm always certain. On PC, they're a dime a dozen. The only difference on console is they're so prevalent in Warzone right now. They're everywhere. And the problem with Warzone is you die so quickly, you don't really have a chance to even defend yourself against them. I mean, there's videos right now of people like Tim the Tatman or Nick Merckx. I mean, literally sitting here watching, they spectate them. And a dude sitting here spamming a Kar 98 across the map, landing all headshots on a guy he can't even see. And the dude snap aims to someone and then does it again the other direction. I'm getting whiplash just thinking about it. It's such an issue. If you mod in single player, I'm all for that. There's some incredible things out there that can be done with single player, like the Dark Souls mods and stuff like that, where the one guy in Dark Souls 3 literally turned himself into a boss character, and he was fighting people, and the thing is, all he did was ramp his health up, his damage just slightly, and made himself slightly faster. And he was a boss character, and people would fight him, and they loved it. It was the coolest thing. He would just join with random people and just chase you down a little bit, and just he would act like a boss. He would constantly be aggressive, or if he would get damaged too much, he would back off and try to heal. You could punish him. He would give you a chance to punish him. Stuff like that is cool. Some of the incredible mods made on Minecraft or just the Call of Duty series. Just so much fantastic stuff is made with mods and cheats. But when you're a cheater and you do it to be malicious, it's not okay. You guys need to stop. And developers need to step up and actually start setting an example and say, we don't allow this here, instead of worrying about their bottom line with their player numbers. There's a reason I hardly play as much online anymore. It scares me to death playing Call of Duty online now, because about every single one of their games has a cheater in it. There's a reason I play the Division 2 and offline stuff. It's because it doesn't have cheaters in it. And their multiplayer too, in the Division, you don't have to cheat in that game. You can just have a really good build. And that's basically it. You've been grinding all day and you have a good build. Yeah, like, gaming has come so far. It's the biggest medium in the world for entertainment. It makes more than movies and music most years combined. The gaming industry is one of the leading industries in the world. And there is so much fun here. But when you do stuff like this, you scare people away. I want everyone to be a gamer. I want more people to play with and enjoy. I'm 25, man. I'm trying to enjoy it while I'm still young here. I'm hoping I'm able to game the rest of my life. And when stuff like this happens, it personally affects me because I don't get to play my favorite games anymore. I don't enjoy Call of Duty because it's so skill heavy, or I don't know if I'm just gotten bad or I've gotten older, or if it's just the cheating is affecting me a lot more than it used to. Because I used to cheat. If I ran into a cheater, I'd just leave the game and find another one. But now it pisses me off for the entire day. I don't know if my maturity's grown or something. Like, it's such a problem. And these developers don't do anything about it. Back in the day, you guys know this, you could hack on PS3 and they didn't care. There were literally people that ran around with the N-word as their PlayStation names and were hacking like crazy. And you know what Sony did about it? We don't see nothing. Yeah, PlayStation Online's free, man. We know it got taken down last week. PlayStation's free, man. Do what you want. Do what you want. That's the reason why PlayStation used to get taken down, by the way, is because they didn't pay for security. The moment they started doing that, PlayStation stopped getting taken down. People say Xbox Live used to get taken down a lot. Yeah, because it was a bigger network. They were always looking to do it. And kind of found out it was usually an inside job. With stuff like this, though, you're talking about, I'm getting sidetracked, it's a game itself. You're literally ruining a game because you've got nothing better to do. I think they need to do it like they did back in the day with Max Payne and a few other games. If you were caught cheating, you were only able to matchmake with other cheaters. I love that. That was cool. Because the player base for some games was so small when it came to cheaters, you'd be able to play with virtually no one at all. Like Max Payne 3's multiplayer was already dead on arrival anyway. If you cheated in that game, you got to play with like 4 or 5 other players total. Especially if you were on PC. Player base was absolutely dead. Also, like I said, sorry, it's late at night. I'm trying not to yawn. But yeah, cheating to me, it's a bad black mark on gaming. I want gaming to be so good and perfect and amazing for everyone. If you feel the need to cheat in a game, you need to move on. Or at least ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I this bad at a game that I have to cheat? Maybe get better? That thought has never crossed my mind to cheat, because if I'm bad at a game, I'll admit I'm bad at the game. I try my best to get better and I might not, but I'll still struggle on through. Never have I once said, let me have that. I had an infected menu for a little while back in the day in Call of Duty because it was a prevalent thing. I'd hop on and I'd just go in a private match with some friends and we just bounce around. I never used it online, ever, against other people, aside from in private matches. That's okay, because I've never been like that. If this says anything, I had a guy give me, in Call of Duty World at War years ago, there were some achievements in the game, like one of them was go get some sun. It was worth 0 gamer score for reaching like 10 prestige in Call of Duty World at War. He gave the achievement to me in a zombie match. I didn't know it. And so I went and checked, and I called Xbox Live going, how do I get rid of this? I don't want, he gave me achievements that I didn't earn. How do I get rid of them? I'll never forget the guy's name, El Tigre 54. Never forget that guy's name. And I found out that it wasn't that big of a deal, but at the same time, that shows I have more integrity than that. If you guys have seen my room, you know I'm a massive gamer. I may not like every game, but I at least try to appreciate them for what they are. You will never find me doing anything like that. And if I find you doing that, you better believe you're getting reported. And I'm blocking you so I don't have to deal with you. A lot of guys now, too, beware about messaging hackers because they will mass report you if you message them saying, I reported you. That's the reason why I got a 2-week chat ban because I told a guy in trials back when it was first in D2, I said, man, you're cheating. Why are you doing this? He got his whole team to mass report me. And I got banned for 2 weeks. So be careful when you're targeting a hacker. Just report them and leave. And if I leave a match and there's a hacker in there, why does it count negatively as against me? I've never understood this. This has been a problem with gaming for a while now. Games have all this stuff in play where, oh, if you leave a match, it affects for other players. Who cares? If I'm in a match with a cheater, if you notice that I reported someone and they're a known cheater, or like just a known cheater in general, I'm going to go off on a little tangent for this one. If you guys ever played Destiny 2 back in year 1 and some of year 2, there was a guy who was notorious for playing Trials named Clayus Clutch. The dude had 3 accounts, and he is still active to this day because Bungie did nothing about it. They got rid of one of his accounts for like a day or 2, and then it came back, and then it was gone for like a year, and then it came back. The dude is still active right now. The dude is a known cheater, and they do nothing about it because gaming companies are getting lazy. Why don't you learn from Valve and then implement a proper anti-cheat? I'll admit, this Valve anti-cheat is a little strong-handed at times. I mean, if you have a strong amount of lag, they instantly think you're lag switching. But it's constantly reading your scripts on your stuff to make sure that you're up to code. If you have something running in the background on your computer that's a program, some things will ban you for it. That's where you have to be very, very careful. Most devs don't do this, though. Destiny 2 is known for this. They don't have an anti-cheat engine or anti-cheat service or whatever. If I had to pay an additional $1 a month to get anti-cheat in this game, I will. Infinity Ward doesn't have an anti-cheat. It's terrible. Whatever hamster in a box they're using is terrible. Most game companies are too lazy to do it. Grand Theft Auto 5 was one of the biggest examples of the last few years to have cheating in it because it's still one of the biggest online games on the planet right now. The game breaks in billions a year. If this says anything, I don't like Grand Theft Auto that much. I bought the premium edition of 5 for like $6. I've never been happier with a purchase. But their online stuff sucks because cheaters are still prevalent. And you know why they don't do anything about it? Because they're literally throwing money at the screen. Until you stop supporting these games and actually pretty much holding the developers' feet to the fire on this stuff, nothing's going to happen. Do a blackout day like we used to. That's how we used to get change done on certain games. Do a blackout day. Don't play it all day long. Or don't play it for a week. Watch their player numbers dip a little bit. They'll crap their pants. That's the only way to make change happen, is you have to hit them in their change. You got to hit them in their wallet. Make developers listen. And please, guys, if a developer is watching this, implement some anti-cheat. You'd be surprised how much better your game will be for this, and how much more people will appreciate you and want to play your game. Because as it says right now, about 50% of my games that are online, I don't want to play. I can't stomach playing them. Because they're literally, I have a headache right now, and I've had it all day because of this. I've been thinking about this all day. It affects my mental and physical health. I get pissed all day. This is my social life. I don't go out and party and go to bars and go out to eat and stuff like this. I come home, I save my money, I game. This is my happy time. And it's just like the political stuff, when stuff like this happens, it's not fun for me. When an aspect of your game is ruined by people who are petty, it's just not good. And it's not a good look for you because it makes you look lazy. And until you start doing something about it, I'm just not going to play your games. And a lot of people aren't either. There's a reason why a lot of people have stopped playing Warzone. I was inspired by this video from Drifter, which is what mainly made me do it. I've been thinking about it for about a month now, and I watched this video where he said it's literally, he's been having problems for the last 2 weeks, and I agree with that. It really does affect your mental and physical health. Because you're constantly worried, I'm going to run into one. It's going to happen again. And it's a bad feeling when you do run into them. It just shuts down the whole happy mood. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, though. I want to see where your head's at on this. I personally think if you hack in a single player game, it is absolutely fine. You're not hurting anyone as long as it's fun and you're not being irresponsible with it. By all means, do what you want to do in a single player game. But here's the thing, though. If you hack a single player game in the user license agreement, the electronic user license agreement, it says that if you hack and cheat in their games, they are within their rights to basically ban you without telling you why they're banned. If this says how extreme hacking is in games, hackers were pissed that they were getting banned from Warzone. They were coming out, oh, well, why don't you at least tell me why I was banned? And in the words of Ramsay from Game of Thrones, a little louder. A little louder. And if you guys have never seen that scene with pork sausage, it's funny. Not even a Game of Thrones fan, but I find that scene to be hilarious, and I will probably watch the show just for him because I like twisted people. But you got all these people that are cheating coming out the woodworks and admitting to doing it. Wonder why they're banned. They don't owe you anything. If you're banned, you're banned. They need to blacklist you. Or they had like that one retarded guy. I forgot what his name was. He was hacking on stream on Twitch. And they banned him from Twitch. They didn't ban his account. God, no. They banned him from Twitch for cheating in a game. The dude looked like he had snorted 15 lines of G Fuel and it just popped 3 Adderall. Dude just... One in their spawn. Oh, got him. And the dude was sweating bullets the whole time. You're cheating. What do you got to sweat for? And the dude had Damascus camo, which you know he didn't earn. And I'm going to say this too. This shows how long some hackers have been around in Warzone. There's footage right now of a known hacker. This dude has Damascus camo on all of his guns. All he plays is Warzone. Does that not look wrong to you? You know how long it takes to get Damascus? Weeks. Especially in Warzone. Weeks. And he's been around that long? Are you kidding me? How do you let this go on? You have, even though I don't like the game, it is the biggest free-to-play game. It is beating out Fortnite on console. It beats out Fortnite on Twitch. It beats out Fortnite everywhere. And you can't implement a decent anti-cheat? Or at least something? Make the people have, I don't know, 30 hours playtime before they're allowed to touch Warzone. Or in Destiny, make it so they have to beat everything before they're allowed to play it. There's a thing too. I did not once see a cheater in Battlefield back in the day. Never happened. I saw a video of a guy in Bad Company 2, but that was different. The dude was just showing off something in a private match with some friends. He said, this is what hacks look like in Bad Company 2. Be aware of this. I didn't see any of that. Why now? Because it's too easy to do. Gamers are smarter than ever. And that's why they're doing it. But that's it for now, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and sub if you want to see more of this kind of stuff. I kind of like doing these philosophical rants. And a guy actually commented earlier and said he subscribed because he loves how I just flip the camera on and just sit wherever I want and just sort of unapologetically and just sort of get my thoughts out there. And I forgot the guy's name, but I do appreciate that. I really do. I've never tried to be cookie cutter. I do have my own little thing. He said it reminded him of the old ways of YouTube. I've always been called an old soul by family and friends because I don't tend to follow the crowds. I tend to do my own thing. It's kind of why I don't care how my background looks. I just make sure to sort of put some of the pillows down so it doesn't look, I've got like 10 pillows on my bed so it doesn't look all piled up. That's basically it. And if you hear the air conditioner, I'm not going to apologize for that. It's hot. But yeah, I do appreciate each and every one of you guys, and thank you to all who entered into the giveaway. I am going to be announcing that winner in the next day or next couple of days because I'm still trying to get in contact with the person for it now. I talked to them and then I stopped, and I don't want to announce the winner unless I'm 100% certain on this. But that's it for now, y'all. Stay safe in these trying times. Don't do things stupid. Please be mindful whenever you're playing games. Don't hack and ruin everyone else's fun. Also, if any of you guys want to game with me, I'll give you my Twitter, and you can message me on there for my gamer tag because I don't feel like someone trolling me on there. That's it for now. I'll see y'all later. Peace.